April 16th, year 2023. This is Mijanor. Cost allocation method from support departments to production departments. The company is called, I gave it a name just to sound stick in your mind. Live to it. The proper term is it to live. So anyway, Donovan Lau has been working for Live to It Limited for the past 15 years. Recently, he finished his CMA and informed the company office of this upgrade that he became a CMA. By the way, now everything is under CPA. Um, his manager, Miss Shisha, was very happy to hear this news. The company was looking for an accountant to oversee one of the manufacturing plants. Mr. Lau was Mr. Lau was promoted and appointed as a cost manager in Toronto plant. He learned that the company currently uses direct method in allocating support department costs to the production departments. Because of these changes in demand, it could be production or it could be survivability in the market. He was asked to run some analysis with respect to other methods that can be used to calculate costs to the production department or allocate cost the product to the production departments. So the company allocates cost based on the hours for every departments, and it could be they could have chosen based on the square feet for the maintenance department. Information department could be based on the number of employees or the numbers of, in this case, hours spent. Accounting department, admin department. They could, choose their cost driver. You they could use their cost driver uh, in different perspectives. So now let's take a look at the departments that we have. So we have support departments are right here. These support departments would give service. I'm going to highlight that in line. Okay, maybe in blue. They would provide support to this production department, which is, let's give it a color magenta. So the blue departments in production support departments, they provide supports to the production department. They have these, the costs were given right here with respect to admin 100,000, accounting 20,000, information 15,000, maintenance 300,000. Now, the admin department, the hours they work towards the other department, I'm going to highlight that here you can see that on the screen. Admin department has spent 25 hours supporting the accounting department. Information department is 20 hours. Maintenance department, 10 hours. But these hours are not so important at this time because we are directly allocating cost to the production departments right there. Okay, you'll see that in a second. But for now, we'll just go through these hours that it is spent. Okay, you can see that highlighted in this cells right there. And whatever you see NA, that means that the accounting department did not allocate cost, neither cost nor hours, to itself. Same way, the admin department, when you see NA, it did not allocate cost. So the cost is right there, hours right there. So it did not allocate cost and hours to itself. None of the departments allocate cost and hours to itself in servicing or keeping up with, its own needs or production, not own production, but it's so it did not allocate cost to itself. It did not allocate costs or hours to itself. So the departments neither allocated cost nor allocated hours to itself. So you can see the departments we have is bread, cake, and biscuits. We previously highlighted that in magenta. And this is our magenta again. And we have our bread. I'm going to zoom it up for you. You can see bread department. And then we have our cake department. Let's zoom it up. These are the production. They produce cake. And this is our cookies. They produce cookies, right? And then now we have all the information we needed. One more thing, I want to add this line to show you the total cost. So this is the total cost that the company as a whole incurred. So highlighted in green, or I think it's blue, I suppose. Let's take a look at the color name. It is light blue. Okay. So we just simply copied these cells down over here, right there. Okay. And what we have done is that we later on we added these hours, the admin hours that it provided to the bread, cake, and biscuit right there. So this is the admin hours right there. I'm going to highlight this in a cell so you could let's highlight that into orange light. So right there, perhaps you can orange it. Okay, there you go. Highlighted in orange. We just simply copied those cells there and then added this three number 100, 200, and 150. That gave us 450. The same way, we can add this accounting department hours right there. Let's highlight that. Let's highlight that in cyan color right there. You can see that in cyan. I'm going to unhighlight these magenta colors. Okay, right there. So highlighted in cyan right there on the screen. So we are working with respect to accounting hours used, and we just simply copied down these cells right there because we are not, direct department does not take this cost under consideration. Not the cost, but the hours, okay? The hours it's supports provided to the highlighted in maybe I can choose another color, purple. Okay, highlighted in purple, this cost, this not cost, this hours doesn't really, um, the direct method doesn't use those hours. Okay, Direct methods simply allocate cost based on these hours over here. So highlighted in purple, they don't use those costs. Rather, they use, I'm going to highlight that in red, dark red. So they use those hours. So those hours highlighted in purple, direct method do not use those hours in purple, but rather use these hours highlighted in red showing on the screen right there. Okay, so let's unhighlight this. Now we're simply, let's go back to our allocating this accounting department hours, or some, at this time we're just adding the hours. So we just copied down these cells over there. So the same way we just, now we add them. We could do a horizontal add, and that would give us this summation right there. And then we simply convert, in a step 2, we simply convert these hours that it provided to the admin provided to bread, cake, and biscuit. We simply convert those hours with respect to their full, the total hours. So you'll see that in a minute. Let's reset these colors. So the now we just simply convert these hours. We simply convert these hours to percentage, right? With respect to total number of hours. So we just simply divide 100 divided by 450. That gives us, these are the cells that I'm working with. I'm going to highlight that in count. 100 divided by 450, that gives us 22%. And then I'm going to show that to you in count as well. With respect to cake, this service provided by the admin department to cake departments, 200 hours divided by 450. 200 divided by 450, that gives us 44.44%. And I'm going to also highlight this in CAN as well so you can see better. 150 divided by 450, that gives us 33.33% highlighted in CAN. Let's move to accounting hours that we allocate with respect to bread, cake, and biscuit. Let's highlight those cells that we are working on in CAN. 80 divided by 255, that would give us 31.37%. Let's take a look at that in count color again. The accounting department, 100 hours that provided service to cake department with respect to total hours it provided to bread, cake, and biscuit. So we just simply divide 100 with 255. That would give us 39.33%. You can see the sales reference right there. The same way, we now we take on 75. 75 divided by 255, highlighted in cyan on the screen, divided by 75 divided by 255, that would give us 29.41%. The same way we calculate, I'm going to show one only in this time, at this time, for information department. Let's highlight that in cyan. simply divide 70 divided by 240. That would give us 29.17%. Let's do one more so you don't get confused. We'll do the last one. Let's highlight that in Keon. You divide 90 divided by 240. That would give you 37.50%. Okay, now let's do this one here. Maybe we can do this one in this row with respect to 100 divided by 270. That would give us 37.004%. And then we'd have 50 divided by 270. That would give us 18.52%. And then we have 120 divided by 270. That would give us 44.44%. Let's take a look at the sales reference right there. Okay. Now if we add this highlighted in Keon, you'll see if we sum this up, that's 100%. If it doesn't add up 100%, then you know we made a mistake somewhere. Okay. Same thing with respect to these cells as well. You just sum this up horizontally. Okay. There. Now we're almost done. Let's hide these cells. So now we converted their hours, the respective hours. We converted that into percentage. We just simply allocate this this cost. Admin had cost of 100,000. So these are the cells that we are working on. In Keon, the admin cost, the total cost admin department incurred is 100,000, accounting department 20,000, information department 150,000, maintenance 300,000. We just want to allocate this cost to bread, Keon, and biscuits, right? Let's magenta. We want to allocate that this Keon colors cost, the support department cost, to the production department. The supports department highlighted in Keon on the screen, and production department in magenta. What do we do now? I'm going to unhighlight those. So now we are going to allocate this 100,000. So we are working on 100,000, the cells that we are working on, highlighted in Keon. You can take a look at that right there. We just simply multiply 22.22% with 100,000. That would give us $22,222.22. This is how you allocate costs. The same way we would multiply for remaining cells, okay? How so? 100,000 multiplied by 44.44% highlighted in Keon. That would give you $44,444.44. The same way you would get, look at the sales reference, 100,000 divided multiplied by 33.33%. That would give us $33,333.33. Same way we allocate, I'm going to highlight the rows and the percentage in Keon so you could see. So you multiply 20,000 multiplied by 31.337%. That would give us this cost. The same way we multiply 20,000 multiplied by 39.22%. That would give us this cost. 20,000 multiply 29.41%, that would give us $5,882.35. Now let's move on to information department. We're going to highlight that in neon color as well. So we multiply 150,000 multiplied by 29.71%. That would give us $43,750. Again, highlighted in neon. 150,000 multiplied by 33%. That would give us 50,000. 150,000 multiplied by 37.50%. That would give us $56,250. The same way we do the same allocation with respect to the in maintenance hours. So the maintenance, the percentage of maintenance hours and the cost, we just allocate that with respect to bread, cake, and biscuit. And these are the cost highlighted in neon and respective cells and the percentage. Okay, now we simply sum this row vertically, highlighted in lime on this, not lime, on neon on the screen, and cake highlighted in neon on the screen. Okay. By the way, keep in mind we brought this original cost in bread department, cake department incurred. You can see that in, we'll highlight that in yellow. These are the original costs the company had. Okay. So this highlighted in yellow, original cost, and these are the allocated cost right there, highlighted in neon. Okay. We had the original cost in, yeah, in yellow, and we allocated the cost, and those costs are shown in neon colors. For bread department, we simply sum up those costs. We'll highlight that in purple. The same way we allocate, we add or sum up the cost that incurred for cake department, vertical summation. I'm going to show you that. And how do you do vertical summation? Simple. Okay, let's take this one off. We'll just say was sum. We'll add this and enter it. Okay, there. The same way, biscuit departments right there. We allocate that cost to them, highlighted in purple. So you can see highlighted in purple. Okay, those are the cost. The total cost incurred by the biscuit department is $268,799.02. Right? Simple. Now, what do you do? We just add these three rows, the total row, the total cost that bread department incurred, the cost it had 500,000, and the cost that is allocated to them. So we add them vertically, and this is how we got the number: $683,357.84. With respect to cake, we have $757,843.14, and so on. Okay, now we're going to add these three rows right there. Okay, let's show that. So we add these rows that we just calculated, that would give us, on the screen, you can see that 1.7, or maybe I should read out the whole number, $1,710,000. And these are the exact, this is the exact cost that we calculated earlier, right? Right there. Let's show that. Let's unhighlight those. Unhide those rows so you can see right there. See that? Perhaps I can show that to you in hide rows, and you can see that right there. Oops. Let's move these breads for now from here. Let's move it over there so you can see. I want you to see the cost. So it makes sense to you. So that right there. These are the rows right there and highlighted in 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 green color. Okay, right there. So you simply allocated this cost. This number should be over here. Let's doesn't show very clear, but okay, but you get the idea. So this is the cost, that the total cost incurred before the allocation, which is 171,710,000, and after allocation we also have, oh, that's the wrong department. So we still have 1,710,000. So these both cost incur the same. Maybe I could hide this. I want you to get an idea clear, so get full picture in your mind. I think this is better. Okay, so this and this over here, right by the bread picture. This is the cost, 1,710,000 before the allocation and after the allocation. So I could write here before allocation and after allocation. Okay, so before allocation and after allocation, right? So you can see that. I'm taking this off now. Okay. So now we're done with the direct method. We're going to move to the step method. Okay. So let's take a break for a few minutes.